All right, Shalom. Kalayam La Yahweh Shemiel Shabbat Hashem Wakaha Kodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders, great millstone, who rule and teach well. Much peace, love, and salutation to the brothers in this work in truth and sincerity. Let's say Shalom. Oh, yeah, Sharala. Oh, Slaka. So, Shalom. Um, this is going to be a continuation of my video from my last video that I made. Um, I had to handle some business real quick. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 9, verse 9. It says, Rejoice greatly, O daughter of Zion, shout, O daughter of Jerusalem. Behold, thy king cometh unto thee. He is just and having salvation, lowly and riding upon an ass, and upon a colt, the foal of an ass. So this happened 2,000 years ago with Yahushua, which my last video I read a little bit in Mark 11. So that was fulfilled back then, but he's also going to return. Yahushua is going to come back again in this time that we're living in now, and he's bringing salvation to who? The elect. Verse 10, it says, And I will cut off from the chariot. What was the reason I got this scripture? Oh, you know what? Because Yahushua is going to establish peace in the earth. That's why I had when I got that scripture. It's the book of Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5. It says, For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire, right? It's called modern warfare. It's going to be fought with burning and fuel of fire, with missiles, tanks, artillery, all kinds of things of that nature. That's how this third world war is going to be fought. And a lot of people are going to die, man. And you elites, you international bankers that promote all of these perverseness inside the earth, you definitely going to get it, man. You're gonna be the first ones to go into slavery. Verse 5, 6, it says, For unto us a child is born, and unto us a son is given. This is the prophecy of Yahushua. And the government shall be upon his shoulder, and he shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty Power, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Because what is Yahushua ultimately bringing? He's bringing peace. He's gonna establish a kingdom in the earth, and that kingdom is gonna push peace throughout the earth, for Israel at least. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 2, verse 6. It says, And thou, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, art not the least amongst the prince of Judah. For out of thee shall come a governor that shall rule my people Israel. So Yahushua is that governor that's going to rule Israel. As Isaiah 9 and 7. Of the increase of his government and peace, there shall be no end. Unto the throne of Upon the throne of the wicked, and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it from henceforth, and with justice from Slakia. I'm gonna read that again. Isaiah chapter 9, verse 7. It says, Of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end. Upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment, and with justice from henceforth even forever. The zeal of Yahweh will perform this. So there shouldn't be no prophet. The only time, going back to Jeremiah 28 and 8, and I'm going to select in 9, it says, The prophet which prophesied peace, when the word of that prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that Yahweh had truly sent him. And that's the only time we're going to have peace in the earth is when Yahweh Shai comes and take down the wicked. No, the scripture says no peace to the wicked. Let me get that real quick. To the wicked. This is the book of Isaiah 48 and 22. It says, There is no peace, said Yahweh, unto the wicked. He said it again in Isaiah 57 and 21. There is no peace, said my power, to the wicked. So Esau, it's not in you to have, it's not in you to be a peaceful people. It's not in you to be a peaceful nation. The scripture says that red horse take peace from the earth, take peace from the earth. See, I believe it says take peace from the earth. Yeah, this is Revelation 6 and 4. And there went out another horse that was red, which is Edomite, the so-called white man. Edom comes from the Hebrew word Adawam, which means red. And power was given to him that sat up thereon to take peace from the earth. And how did Esau do that? By way of the sword, by way of wars. You know, it says in his deception. You know, his democracy. You know, his wine. He took peace from the earth. It says, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. Right. Look at the history of Esau, man. The history of Esau has always been violence, man. The history of America is what? Violence. What happened to the Native Americans? They were slaughtered. Proverbs chapter 10, verse 6. It says, blessings are upon the head of the just, which is ultimately the elect. But the name, hold on, I looked at a different verse. It says, but violence covereth the mouth of the wicked. They all about violence because it's not in them to be peaceful, man. Even around the time of the old Roman Empire, you had them Edomites. What they was doing? Them Idumeans. They were doing them killing each other, man. You had a year, I believe it was 69 A.D. The year of the year of the three emperors, the year of the three emperors. Because them Edomites, they was killing each other. They was trying to seize power, man. They not a peaceful people. They all about war. They all about murder. They all about crime. You know, it's in them to be like that, man. Cause they the devil. They the opposite of peace. It says, verse 7: the memory of the just is blessed, but the name of the wicked shall rot. Well, let me see. What is that scripture? I'm gonna jump down to verse 11. It says, the mouth of a righteous man is a well of life, but violence covereth the mouth of the wicked. Hatred stirreth up strife, but he loveth, but love covereth all sin. So Esau is a hateful person. It ain't in him to be all fun and loving like Jake is, man. You know, hell, he don't even love his own goddamn people, and you can see that the elites they don't love their own goddamn people. They killing them off too, along with Jake. Um, so it's not in Esau. Oh, I was gonna go look at the definition of peace. Okay, let's look at peace. It says internal peace of a nation, peace, reconciliation, silence. Let's see, tranquility. That's a good word for it. Let's look at tranquility. Quietness, stillness, serenity, calm, quiet, still. So when Esau is in power, there's no calm. There's no there's no there's no quietness. There's no stillness. There's no serenity. Why? Because the wicked is ruling. Tranquility, a state of peace and quiet, an untroubled state, free from disturbances, a disposition free from stress or emotion. Right. So that's what we're gonna have in the kingdom. Oh, absence of war. Now, if you go to Google, let's put something to the test real quick. Google, has America ever had peace? One of the things that caused the Roman Empire to fall is their never-ending wars. Only 15 years of peace in the history of the United States. Wow, man. And this place has been around for how many years, man? And only 15, well, it says 17 years. Since 1776, the U.S. has only been at peace for 17 years. American colonists took up arms against Britain to win independence. Believe it or not, since its birth, the USA has only had 17 years of peace. Nearly, nearly a quarter of Americans have never experienced the U.S. in a time of peace. The scriptures don't lie, man. Esau is war is a reason Rome fell because of their never-ending wars. The most straightforward theory of the Western Rome collapse pins the fall on a string of military losses uh, sustained against outside forces Roman had entangled with. That doesn't really. Uh, I can't validate that right now. But I cannot validate that point that I just made because I'm not sure. I have to do research into different sources and make sure this information is correct. But never. Let me see, let me try. Never ending wars of Rome. Let me of the Roman Empire because they was always at war. Rome's never Rome Rome's empire without end and the endless U.S. war on terror. The Roman Empire's never-ending wars is one of the perpetual war. Let me see, perpetual war, endless war, or if forever is a lasting state of war with no clear conditions that will lead to its conclusion. These wars are situations of ongoing tension that may escalate at any moment, similar to the Cold War from the the 20th century. The concepts have been used to critic the United States Armed Forces interventions in foreign nations and military industrial complex. Yeah, that's another term for it. They call it today the military industrial complex. That's a lot of America's money gets spent on the defense budget, on their military. It says, or wars with ambiguous enemies such as the war on terror or the war on drugs. So, list of Romans. It was always Rome was always into war, man. That's the spirit of Esau. They're not a peaceful nation. They always into war. Okay, it says absence of war. We have never seen that in America, man. Okay, it says how many peace treaties? How many peace treaties did the Native Americans make with Esau? How many peace treaties did America make with the the natives? 363 treaties. From 1778 to 1871, the United States signed some 368 treaties with the various indigenous groups across the North American continent. From 1778 to 1871, the United States signed some 368. It said the same thing twice. Treaties with various indigenous groups across the North American continent. Broke. Nah, it was probably more than that, man. It was probably way more than that. It was probably way more than that. But the point being, man, they didn't keep not one of these broken treaties with the Native American tribes. They broke every last one of them because it's in them. They're not about peace. Oh, that's the spirit of Esau. By peace he shall destroy many. By peace he shall destroy. That's what they front like they peace. It's the book of Daniel chapter 8 verse. I'm gonna start at verse 21. It says, "And the rough goat is the king of Grecia," which is this is the prophecy of Daniel 8. It's referring to the Greek, the Greeks, the Grecian Empire, with Alexander the Great, and most notably of the Seleucid Empire was Antiochus Epiphanes. Okay, it says, and the let me see, and the rough goat is the king of Grecia, and the great horn that is between his eyes is the first king. Now that being broken, whereas four stood up for it, for a kingdom shall stand up out of that nation, but not in his power. So it's referring to when Alexander the Great he died, his kingdom was divided amongst the four generals, which was Ptolemy, which ruled in Egypt. Uh, Seleucus was in Syria. Lasamias and Cassandra, which I believe they was to the east. No, not east, to the west. But the main two that we're gonna focus on is Seleucus and Ptolemy, because those are the ones that was battling back and forth. But Seleucus came up and overpowered Ptolemy, if I'm not mistaken. Daniel 8 in verse 22, that's referring to the four generals, Ptolemy, Lasamias, Seleucus, and Cassander. Verse 23 says, and in the last time, in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to a full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up, and his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power, and he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper in practice, and destroy the mighty and the holy people. Who is that talking about? Antiochus Epiphanes. Antiochus the fourth, surnamed Epiphanes. That's who that's talking about. Verse 25. And through his policy, he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He he shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. So let's get that real quick. First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 41. Uh, peace. Simple words. Now I'm gonna get this real quick because it spoke about his policies. This is First Maccabees 1 and 41. It says, moreover, King Antiochus, which is talking about Epiphanes, wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone shall leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to a commandment of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion, and sacrificed unto idols, and profaned the Sabbath. For the king had sent letters by messenger unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land, and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days, and polluted the sanctuary and and the holy people. Right, that's what it said in the book of Daniel chapter 8. So Antiochus Epiphanes is the one that fulfilled that. He the one that polluted the church. He the one that vexed the holy children. He the one that vexed Israel, the prince of princes, man. It says, set up altars and groves and chapels of idols, and sacrifice swine flesh and unclean beasts. That they should also leave their children uncircumcised, and make their souls abominable with their all manner of uncleanness and profanation, to the end that they might forget the law and change all the ordinance. And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said should die. So he was man, Antiochus Epiphanes was a demon, man. This is First Maccabees chapter 1 verse 30. It says, I'm gonna start at 29. It says, and after 2 years, 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief collector to tribute unto the cities of Judah, who came unto Jerusalem with a great multitude. So now that's a red flag. Why is he coming to the city with a great multitude? That should give you a question should pop in your head. Why would he do that? If you coming to collect tax, why you got to bring an army with you? It says who came to the Jerusalem with a great multitude, and spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit. For when he had given him credence, he fell upon him. He fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore. When you give somebody credence, that means you believe him. Let me see. Credence. I looked up this word before. I just got to double check it real quick. Belief, right? Trust in facts derived from other personal knowledge. So you believed him. You believe these devils. Oh, he spoke words of peace, and the people believed him. They fell in what? They fell in that trap, man. First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 30. And spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit. For when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore and destroyed much people of Israel. And when he had taken the spoils of the city, he set it on fire and pulled down the houses and walls thereof on every side. But the women and children he took they captive and possessed the cattle. So the spirit of Esau is not a spirit of peace, man. So don't expect peace from the devil, because he's the devil, man. He's gonna come down having great wrath as soon as we speak, man. Not in these last days. In these days that we teaching, Esau is gonna bring that sword down, man. Okay, the peace, the state prevailing prevailing during the absence of war. The absence of mental stress or anxiety, the general security of public places. Look at, and history shows you all about what Esau's all about, man. It's all about war, man. It's not about no fucking peace. We are the people. We are peaceful people. It's not in Esau to be fucking peaceful, man. He's the devil. He wants to kill. He wants to steal. He wants to destroy. That's the spirit of Esau. Now, what was I in before I went to Forgive me, I'm trying to regain my thoughts. Forgot exactly. Oh, I was in Psalms. I want to get Psalms. I read that. I read Psalms 10. Psalms chapter 9. No, it's chapter 10. I think I seen something in chapter 9. Bear with me 1 second, real quick. Rebuke thou. Yah has rebuked the heathen. Thou hast destroyed the wicked. Thou hast put out their name forever and ever. Right, and that's what the Lord is going to do. You know how America's named after so-called white man? Africa's named after so-called white man? These so-called great men who were Edomites, well, they weren't nothing but pieces of shit. And Esau just be hyping these motherfuckers up, man, when they was ultimately pieces of shit or thieves, robbers or murderers, like Andrew Jackson. They got him on a $20 bill. He was an Indian killer, man. You know, he hated Jake, man. But they don't tell you that story. They don't want you to know that violent fucking history, man. But it's coming all out. Um, Psalms chapter 11. I'm gonna get verse 5. I'm gonna start at verse 5. It says, "The Yahweh tried the righteous, but the wicked and him that loveth violence his soul hateth." Right, and that's what Esau do. He loves violence. He loved that energy, man. But Jake, man, Jake not with that. That's why they was trying to sign all them peace treaties. But all was deceit, man. Because we are natural, peaceful people. Verse 6, it says, "Upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire and brimstone, and an horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. For the righteous love it. For the righteous Yahweh loveth righteousness." Hold on, let me read that again. Psalms 11 and 7. "For the righteous Yahweh loveth righteousness. His countenance doth behold the upright." That's talking about who? The elect of the nation of Israel. Because everybody's not upright. You know, it's only referring to the elect of Israel. So, um, with that, man, Lord willing, you brought us edified, man, with this lesson. Esau, you got to pay. And oh yeah, Psalms 11 and verse 6 is referring to nuclear destruction, man, fire and brimstone. That's gonna happen in the days that we're living in now. That's why you see Russia is flexing their muscles, man, because they letting Americans know that they will put an end to them, you know. And we can't wait because Yahweh Shah is going to establish His kingdom on the earth, and we're going to live and reign forevermore. So with that, I'm going to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah Ba'ashem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, rule and teach well. Much peace, love, and salutations to the brothers in this work, truth and sincerity. I want to say shalom. Wa abad babah, wa abad shalom.